Hi. So today's video is going to be about snakes and spiders and and Glam'Mads. Oh my. Stay tuned. Have you ever woke up and wondered what was wrong with you? You knew you wanted to be elsewhere, that there was more to life than the life you were living, more than the bills you were paying, the job you were keeping. Look to the horizon, to the sunsets. Your answer is there. Put your feet on the ground and take a deep breath and step into the nomadic lifestyle. You will not regret it. How is everybody today? Well, as promised today, before we get into the main subject, I want to tell you about one of the incidences I had while I was out boondocking. I had just moved places, and when you go from one spot to another, it's pretty much an all-day occurrence. You have to load up, pack up, prepare. In an RV, you have to take stuff off your walls, off your counters. It is an amazing amount of work. And then you got to load up the outside. And then you got to go into town, fill your tanks, empty your tanks, get gas. I mean, you guys shop, do laundry. I mean, propane. So by the time that you wake up in the morning and you get your rig ready to roll, and then you get into town, you do everything that you have to do, and then you finally get to your new spot, it could be a very long, exhausting day. So this particular time, I parked in a new area, and there were some people right off the road, and I thought, I might as well, I'm tired, so I stayed right there for the night. About 3 in the morning, I woke up to people talking outside my rig. Now, there was only one other, at this time, I looked out, there was only one other person out the road, up the way a little bit, and it wasn't them. I'd seen that person earlier in the day, and it was a man. This was a young couple in a white car, and as they were going around my rig, I shouted out, "Is there something I can do for you?" And they didn't reply, and I said, "There's nothing here for you. You need to move on." Well, for some reason, they took my heat. I just said it with authority, and they left. Now, granted, I was right off the freeway. And so the next morning I thought, oh, no. This is not happening. I'm not going to be woke up every night to somebody coming off the road and thinking I'm an easy target. So I ventured toward the back, where I found a whole new world of nomads and a ton of people. And so I pulled in a spot. One of the people I had parked with previously was there. And he said, "Here, park over here by me, Tammy." Okay, cool. So as I parked and I'm out and I'm unloading my generator, my chairs, and my solar, and I have my dog Chloe actually tied to the rig, because at this point I'm too busy to keep an eye on Chloe, and she'd like to investigate a long way away from me. All of a sudden, that white car that had been there that night pulled up. And they pulled up probably about 100 feet from where I was standing. At this point, I had my gun on my hip. I was in Arizona. My dog Chloe, I've told you guys, was a sweetheart. I never heard her bark. I never seen her be mean or aggressive toward anybody. Everybody was her best friend. When this young girl, who was a very big girl, crawled out of this car, she had to be 6 foot tall. And she started toward me. Chloe went ballistic, to the point where I thought Chloe was going to hang herself on that chain. As the girl got close to me, I noticed that she was filthy, and I'm not being mean, but her feet were so black with dirt that I couldn't tell the toenail from the foot. And at that point, I said to her, "Stop, right where you're at." And I put my hand on my gun, because I had it on my hip in a holster. And I said, "I don't know why you're here." I said, "But this dog doesn't like you. You need to leave." And she goes, but, I said, "No, you were the young couple that was at my rig last night." And I said, "There's nothing here for you. I told you that last night." Well, about that time, one of my friends came out who had been parked next to me, and he was standing behind me, kind of in the background, waiting for me to finish handling it. At this time, the kid in the car, her boyfriend, I'm guessing, started to scream at her, "Come on, let's just get out of here. Let's just get out of here." And they did leave. You guys, the problem with the danger out there doesn't just come from crazy men. It comes from people who are desperate. People who prey on this community of nomads. And now that we've gotten in that little story and that little bit of information, because when you're looking at criminals, they don't just come in one shape, size, or group. They could be a big group of people. And we're going to get into all that right now. So, I talked to you guys in one of my videos about spiders, tarantulas, woo! Rattlesnakes, ticks. What else did I mention? Mice. Okay, ticks feed off of hot, warm-blooded animals. Dogs, coyotes, wolves, muskrats, anything that has warm blood, ticks are going to feed off of. So yes, you guys, there are ticks out in the middle of the desert. There are ticks in the woods. And actually, yeah, scarlet fever comes from tick bites, along with many other diseases. So you have to remember to arm your pets and arm yourself against ticks, because even though Chloe had been vaccinated, that shot given the protective, ticks don't want to eat on her, she got a tick while we were out. And at that point, I went down and bought a tick collar and the stuff you put down their back. But I checked my dog every night before we came in. It was part of my night ritual, was to sit there, brush her, and check her. And to her, it was just a love session. But so always check your animals and be aware, whether you're in the forest or there's sand ticks, there's mites, there's all kinds of stuff, you guys, in the way of bugs that you have to protect yourself from. Things I never thought of. I did think of ticks, and that's why I had her get that shot. But I didn't think that they would be so brazen that they'd still land on her. Just saying. The next thing is tarantulas. Now, being an Arizona-born native, I've seen tarantulas throughout my life, but I've never seen that many. When I was out boondocking up toward northern Arizona, I seen more tarantulas than I'd ever seen in my life. Now, these weren't the great big hairy ones. These were the baby ones, about this big. They hop. Mostly, tarantulas come out at night, early morning, dusk, and stuff like that. So if you are boondocking, have a fire going by the time that the sun goes down. It will keep the tarantulas at bay. Also, a female tarantula will make like a coating over. They nest in the ground about 6 inches down, and they'll make a web over their hole if they have babies in there to keep out. They don't like rain. To keep out the rain and, people wanting to eat their babies. But you'll be able to see them. They look like cotton, these webs over these holes. Those are tarantula nests. Stay clear, because mommy tarantulas do bite. Because tarantulas don't bite unless they're in fear or you irritate them. Then they're going to bite you. So that's tarantulas. Now, snakes. As a little kid, I told you guys I started shooting at the age of 5. My grandfather would go out to the desert and kill rattlesnakes, and we would have rattlesnake tacos and all kinds of stuff. It was really actually very good. But as a little kid, I learned the dangers of a rattlesnake. Now, when you're out boondocking, and I love to walk in the morning and at night, I could be going down any dirt road at any time of the day or night and usually see, especially when I was there in about October, see rattlesnakes. A lot of babies. Matter of fact, there was a group of men who came out just to hunt rattlesnakes, and they were up at the top of this campsite, and we were invited many times to go up there and have rattlesnake tacos. But there were so many rattlesnakes out at this time of year, you guys. It blew my mind, especially as a kid who hunted rattlesnakes. I had never seen so many in my life. So my suggestion for rattlesnakes are, they come out in the morning to heat themselves. Okay? They like to hang out the sides of dirt roads. But if they don't get warm there, they will come out to the road. Walk down the middle of the road. And I know it's really hard when you're walking not to take in the beautiful scenery all around us. But you have to keep your eyes down to the ground. Just saying. Now, yeah, common belief is if you hear a rattlesnake, throw a rock at it. Well, it's one of the jokes that go around Arizona. But if you hear a rattlesnake, stop immediately. Stop. Because it's going to keep rattling. And whatever direction it's rattling from, take a nice, slow step in the other direction. It doesn't always stop you from getting bit, because at that point we don't know how close we are to a rattlesnake. Some will shake at you at a foot, some will shake at you at 5 foot. Step away from the sound. And if you ever get bit, get to a hospital. That's all I can say. You know, mice carry diseases in their feces and in their, and in their urine. Mice potty as they go. They don't hold it. They can be walking along and tinkling, and they could be walking along and defecate. So the fact is mice carry really bad diseases that will kill you. We've heard about those on the news, and they're desert mice. So when you're out boondocking, desert mice are going to be attracted to your dwelling, especially if you're there for more than a day or two. If you're like me and you're staying your full 14 days in one spot, mice are going to be attracted to your dwelling. The best thing to do about that, you guys, is put mice traps out. If you don't want to kill them, put a glue trap. I put fabric softeners in all my undercarriages. I put them in under all my cupboards, And I took steel wool in Betty Sue when I was boondocking, and I tried to fill every hole that I knew of, because they don't like that. So, and you know, if you do find mouse droppings and or urine, well, if you find mouse droppings, there's urine. Anything that's in that vicinity needs to be washed, and you guys need to wear a mask, because the fact is the disease that those mice bring to humans is airborne. The minute that the dust that the urine or the feces fell on goes into the air. You know, guys, there are dangers out there that I never thought of. And now we're going to get to the last danger. Glam'Mads. Those are nomadic people that live on YouTube and claim that that's what nomadic life is all about. They'll put your life in danger. They will come to channels like mine who put the truth out there, and they will belittle not only me, but the viewers who care to leave a comment. They will bully until you retreat, because that's their money. I met a lot of nomads, you guys, while I was out being nomadic, and not one of them was anything like the nomads on YouTube. Nothing. Nothing. Most of the nomads I met don't travel in tribes. They're loners. Most don't even have Wi-Fi. I'm just saying. Do you know that there wasn't one nomad that I met, and I met a lot. I met a lot of people out there that even knew about YouTube and the nomadic movement. And not one of them knew what the RTR was. God is my witness. So when you're watching these nomads on YouTube and they're glamming this life up, they are going to attack and criticize anybody who says it's not true, because they want your money. They want your views. It's just a fact. They're as dangerous as the snakes in the desert, you guys, because all they are is snakes on YouTube. Now, they can come across me and they can bully me and belittle me all they want, but I'm not going to stop, and I'm not going to stop calling them. They'll go as far as to email me acting like they're being nice and try to take those emails and manipulate them to say that I said something that I did not. And the fact is, I'm not going to take my email down. I simply save each and every email and correspondence. That way, when they do try that, I have proof. But I shouldn't even have to do that. See, what gets me about these Glam'Mads is if I am lying, why would they bother me? Why would they care? If I am not telling you people the truth, why would they even come here? Why wouldn't they just be out being Glam'Mads and ignore me? Because they know it's the truth. So when they come up against your comment, and guys, I'm sorry, I try not to let them through, but a few will sneak through. I did open comments for a few days so that my viewers, my subscribers, could see how arrogant, hateful, and belittling these people can be. And it's not because of anything more than they want your money. They want to keep you in that spot of fantasy. You guys, the life they portray here isn't true. It's just not. I don't care how many they bring together in a group for a video. I don't care who steps up and says, I've been doing this for 10 years and never had a problem. They're lying. And they're not lying for any other reason than to keep you watching, to keep you paying money out of your pocket. And it sickens me. I'm telling you, it sickens me that they don't care about people's safety. I'm going to tell you, I've met real nomads. I've met nomads that have been out there for 30 years plus. And when they looked at me and said, nomads are on YouTube? And I said, yeah. They couldn't believe it. Not only that, when I told them about the RTR, they said, what's the RTR? I said, it's up in Ehrenberg. And the one guy said to me, I go there to look for gold and nothing more. He said, you wouldn't catch me dead there. And that's the truth. You're true nomadic people. Are loners for the most part. Yep. Now, the nomads that you find out there that are at one of the RV resorts that they can stay for 3 weeks and have to leave for 7 days, you find them out there too. You find all kind. But never once on any of my travels did I ever run into one of these glam nomads. Ever. Real nomads don't sleep in hotels. They don't eat out every time they're on video. They don't buy food at grocery stores. The fact is, real nomads, they cook in their house. They cook outside. They don't have the money to go blowing on a restaurant or out drinking every night. They're not buying high dollar equipment because they don't have people like you sending them money. So in my opinion of snakes and spiders, mice and ticks, I think the Glam'Mads are the most dangerous because they don't care how they put your life on the line just to get you to send them money and get your views. And you know what? Somebody said, oh, they should be paid for their creativity. They do get paid for their creativity by views on YouTube. They're taking you to Patreon to get more money. And to be truthful, creative talent, those people who draw, write, play guitars. It's not people who con you into going there to talk to them. So anyway, that's my video for today. You know what? My next video will be questions that I've been asked through a lot of comments. And we're going to get into that next time. In the meantime, remember to love yourself. You guys don't fall prey. Don't fall prey to the Glam'Mads. And I got that word off of one of my viewers. I think it fits perfect. Glam'Mad. What a joke. Have a great day, you guys. Remember to love yourself.